Alright, hi everybody, it's bankai 922. Okay, Bleach. This one, it was pretty good. This was a pretty good chapter. 561, the villain. Pretty much the beginning part of this, we have Kensei, and he's snapping his neck and shit, and he's ready to go in again against, Master Masculine, and he got, oh man, Kensei got, it was a legit Yankees review. He says, how many times did Kensei get knocked out unconsciously? And he gets this eagle kick. Then he tries to go for a punch, it's blocked. It was so bad for Kensei. He's getting owned continuously. Just continuously. And he just gets punched. His arm gets oh man. And pretty much, he says you have to do better than that. He told, because he tells Masculine you should get cocky, and he says you're gonna do better than that. He breaks his arm. His right arm's totally useless. And I'm like, you have a left arm. You could do this. No, Masculine comes in and just knocks him. He's like, I don't even need a 10 count, And pretty much after that, next page, and then we had the whole thing with James saying, you can do it, superstar, next page. Stab for James. And James gets ripped in half. So all those supporters for James, yeah, he's dead. I'm sorry. Because I know there's some James fans. So we have Rose pretty much doing this, and he just kills him. He's like, Jay, starter. Masculine's like, yo, stop, how dare you kill an innocent fan? And Rose is being nonchalant about it, saying, shoot me if you want, but as long as you're not around, you can't use his full power. Kensei gave me an opening, and I'm not gonna let it go to the waste. And he basically unleashes his bankai, and this was one of the good parts about this chapter. We finally got to see Rose's bankai. I gotta say, Rose's bankai is sick. I was in awe by it. Pretty much the logistics of his bankai is that his Zanpakuto deals with sound, and the name of this bankai was Golden Sands Dance Troupe, and basically Kinshara Botauden. It's these 16 death dancers, if you will, and basically it is the dance troupe of death. He's saying in their fee is your life. First act title is to play is Sea Drift, and basically the logistics of it is it's sound. That's what the power is from his Zanpakuto, his bankai, but because it's sound, it goes into your ear and you hear it, and it enacts certain abilities. Makes you believe what's happening. So he does Sea Drift, this song Sea Drift, and that basically surrounds Master Masculine with water and traps him in water. And basically, he's saying, what is this water? And then now next, for the next stanza, Prometheus, and that's pretty much fire. And so it basically, each song entitles an illusion that goes on to the opponent, and they're trapped in some kind of an illusion. One was water, this is fire. Now, and he's pretty much just burning him alive, Master Masculine, impossible, those Zanpakuto can use fire and water. And he says, indeed, saying that it's an illusion. I have the power to tug away and sway the human heart. I control sound, the rhythm, and reverberates in your ears, and will end up eating away at your very heart. And you believe you will be burned by the flames, you will burn and then die. And now the final act, something you can appreciate for in Heldenlobird? I can't even say that. A hero's life. Third act. And then he's about to do it. Master Masculine does this. Seriously? This is what you're gonna do? Now, this was kind of weird to me because I'm this isn't. I could still hear if I'm doing this. Do it harder. You can still hear. Not as good, but you can still hear. And he basically covers his ears, puts it in his ears, and he's like, what? Even if you shut your ears. And then he's like, Rose says, you destroyed your own eardrums. And that's pretty much what he does. Because when his tongue comes out, there's blood in it. Now, I would go into this to a certain extent about this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you destroyed your eardrums, essentially, you go deaf. Kind of. But I wonder about that. I mean, this is a manga, and you can't really take it too seriously and too literal. But even in manga, if you really destroy your eardrums, does that mean you really, really, really go deaf? I mean, I'm doing this, and if I would have just, I suppose it would happen. But he basically does that, and it supposedly enacts the ability, and then he shoots this. Listen, when I saw this, I was like, so Master Maslin, have you been watching too many Care Bears? Yes, I went there. And that quote is courtesy of Lunar Spiral. Because she was saying it in my live stream, saying, when he did this, and it was the shape of a star. It's like Care Bears, because, in Care Bears, they had, each Care Bear has like a different shape. Rainbow, a moon, and a star. So I was like, Care Bear! Like, there's freaking Rose, he gets blasted, and it's the shape of a star. I'm like, what? Stupid, man. That was too much. And he gets blasted, and he's like, die villain at the hands of a hero's beam, and Rose says crap. At first, when I looked at it, I thought, when I first looked at that scene, I thought Rose's other sides were blasted as well, but it was a star-shaped blast. And that was just smoke coming out of it. And he's just standing over him laughing, ha 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 ha, And I was like, are you still breathing? You're pretty resilient for a villain, unacceptable, die! And then he blasts him, and it's blocked by Renji. And I'm like, alright, okay. Pretty good twist. Renji shows up. He shows up, and pretty much he blocks it. And at first I thought, he hit Master Maslin. But no, that's just the smoke coming off his head. And he's like saying, you deflected my star flash. Just who are you? And he's like, Reggie arrives. He says, another villain.
What can you get for $7? A cab ride, a deli lunch, see a movie. How about it?
Damn it. That was very loud. Sorry about that. But yeah, he basically says another villain. And, this was insane, people. I was like, God damn. Oh, man. Sorry about that. I think I'll put him in the, disclaimer about the loudness there. That one little thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened in this chapter. Pretty good. Pretty good. Obviously, like I said, there were some questionable things happening. The thing with Kensei getting owned. I mean, I'm like, you can't use your hollow mask, really? Come on, please. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But what I really liked about this chapter overall, I will say, is the fact that we got to see Rose's bankai. That was huge. That was massive. Liked the fact that, it was doubled to what he had. So, for example, the amount of, with his regular Shikai, it was doubled because there were 16 there. So I thought that was interesting. And the fact that he was creating illusions, but you could put the question, like, destroying your eardrums, does it really go deaf? I mean, I could see it happening, give or take, because, and I don't want to bring up Toriko. There's that beginning part in Toriko when Komatsu, he let loose that bomb, and his eardrum was destroyed. So I suppose that could be to an extent, but I don't know. That might not be too true. Anyway, good chapter, people. 4 out of 5. I guess Renji's gonna go in now. He's like, another villain. That's the thumbnail with Renji. Oh shit. That was awesome. Wonder if he's gonna beat him though. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it kind of upsets me. I mean, they basically took out 2 captains with their bankais. I don't know how I feel about that. And they were visors too. And the whole question about, and the last thing I'm probably going to say in this chapter review, about them not using their masks, I think I have an answer. I don't know if this is the answer everybody's looking for. It might be possible that Yamamoto, when he brought in the visors into the fold at replacing the captain positions for the certain squads, he told them that you can't use you have to get rid of them. I mean, that might be a possibility to a certain extent. And if you're out there, comment in my comment section if you can, and tell me what you think about that idea, what everyone else thinks about idea, if that is what happened. If Yamamoto told them, we have to take away your power powers. Mayuri might have done something. It's all up in the air about that. But next week we're gonna have Renji against Master Masculine, CAREBEAR, CAREBEAR. I'm gonna call it a review. The villain, and CAREBEAR BEAM. Oh yes, I'm gonna do it because that was so funny. It's like a star, a freaking star. And as far as Rose is concerned, and well, Kensei's probably still alive. Kensei's not dead. Yeah, he just has a broken arm. I mean, it's not that serious. Rose, we'll see. But this should be interesting. We get to see Renji. We haven't seen Renji's fight in a long ass time. So I am definitely looking forward to this. Hopefully we see that maybe he's got a better bankai now. Maybe he gotten techniques that he didn't have before. Because he was up there, even though, give or take, he was up there with Rukia in the Soul Palace. So we'll see what happens. Should be interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got you guys. Bankai 922. Pretty good Bleach chapter. We'll see what happens. Renji, say what you will. Even though Renji is what he is, I still think he might, I think he might show up in this. Should be interesting. Another villain. Yeah, Renji was, confidentially, Renji was a villain in the beginning of Bleach. So, hey, that fits. Well, I can't really call him a villain, but you know what I mean. Okay, Bankai 922. I will see you guys later. Kensei, man, come on. You're disappointing your fans. Kill Me With a Shotgun's a huge fan of you. Get it up with the program. I'll see you guys later. Peace.